that right there, got to keep your core warm. That is one of the keys to surviving Chicago winter. We were talking about how we're actually having a winter here in 2025 more like normal Chicago winters than in the past 4 or 5 years, where we've had extraordinarily warm winters. And people that moved here in the last 4 years and have only gone through 3 or 4 really mild winters. And when I say really mild winters, averaging temperatures in between the mid 30s and mid 40s, not a lot of snow, maybe 1 or 2 snow events where you actually had to go out and shovel, and not really bad road conditions. Now we're getting cold weather, we're getting snow, we're getting ice, we're getting hit every other day, and these people that moved to the Chicagoland area in the last few years are like, ooh, that's not the winter that it's been the last few years. What's going on? Now we're getting a real Chicago winter, and this person says, you got to keep your core warm. And yes, that's one of the key elements. You got to, from your huevos to your neck, you got to make sure that that part of your body is warm. Because if it gets, I've been in cold weather in New York, been in cold weather in Boston, in Detroit, in Milwaukee, in Indianapolis, in Chicago. These northern through the rut, Pittsburgh. Listen, they all get cold. And they all, oddly enough, get cold in different ways. And I'm here to tell you that Chicago's winter, out of all the colds that I have ever felt in my lifetime, Chicago winters always seem to have this ability. When you get a true Chicago winter, they always seem to have this ability to get into your fucking bones. And it takes forever to get that cold out of you. You crank that fucking heat up in the house to 73, 74 degrees and stand right over the fucking vent, and it's still going to take you a minute. An hour later, it's still going to be in your bones. So you want to keep from the neck to the huevos as warm as humanly possible. Outside of that, your extremities, I'd say the next most important aspect is keeping your feet warm and dry. Legs and arms fluctuate. That's why a lot of people wear vests and shit, or they layer up and the outermost portion is the vest. Maybe they have on a long sleeve and a hoodie, but then they put on a vest or something like that. The arms and the legs you can do a little bit less with. You want to keep the core, like they said, like warm, and you got to protect the feet. I hate to go Lieutenant Dan on folks, but the feet are everything. When I was snow plowing, and you're getting in and out of the truck to do sidewalks and to put salt on things and to reload salt hoppers and shit like that. 3 pairs of socks, heavy winter, come up your leg socks, not ankle socks. 3 pairs, and usually a garbage bag, not a garbage bag, a plastic grocery bag. You've been to the grocery store, they have plastic bags. Put one of those fuckers over your 3 pair of socks, and then you put on your work boot. Cinch that motherfucker up. You're going to stay nice and warm with the 3 layers, and you're going to stay dry with the grocery bag, keeping out the moisture, no matter what kind of shoe or boot you're working with. And that's the key. Keep your feet. Now, for some people, it's the head. I really never had a problem until I started to get older with the head. I could be out, doing the sidewalks and just have the hoodie up on the hood loosely with some wind blowing around there. I never really wanted to have too much going on the head. These days, fuck, I'm getting old. And it gets down to, 28, and I'm like, shit, I need my hat and gloves and the full winter coat. It's just, I'm wearing socks in the house. I don't like anything on my feet. I want to be barefoot, and I can't do it in the wintertime anymore. I can't do it. If we end up building a new house, I swear to God, I will spare no expense on fucking radiant heat throughout every goddamn room in that house.